You all are my diary now. Dear diary, Christmas was a few days ago, and I confess, I can't stop thinking about it. Why? Because this year it was so different. After all, I didn't have to give any exams on that particular day or worry about any upcoming exams. And even though those days were so painful, they gifted me my present. Thus, Christmas serves as a reminder that hard work rewards well and sometimes even surpasses your wildest imaginations. And I know by now you're probably wondering how the Christmas of 25 was so different. What did I do on that day? Well, to tell you all about that, we would have to travel back 8 days to before Christmas. That is the 17th of December 2025, a normal Wednesday for maybe anybody. I was heading to the airport with my parents and I was sad because I knew now I wouldn't be able to see any more of India's beloved yellow autos or dangerously polluted Delhi air or the signs being in Hindi because now I was heading to Georgia. Yes, Georgia, the country of wine's birthplace, the country where Orthodox Christianity is practiced, the country where Christmas isn't celebrated on the 25th, and a country with an insane amount of culture. And culture that is very similar yet wildly different from my own. I'm pretty sure with that diary you're very curious about my trip. But fret not, because I plan on telling you all of the details of my trip. And so we landed in Tbilisi. And I was so excited to explore this country. There was this anticipation of what awaited me here and excitement I could not contain. I could already feel the Christmas cheer in the air. But this country was so different from India. Suddenly, the number of people around me felt less, and the discipline maintained in public places was higher. Georgia is, after all, a country of only 10 million people, and they are more quiet than us Indians. Anyways, moving on. We have to meet someone very special first. So we just entered the country of Georgia, and I'm honestly so happy and excited to discover what's in this country.
Vlogging.
Yes,
Hi.
this is Akansha. She's
Do,
with
do
me
you
on
have
this
a
trip.
YouTube channel?
Yes. Now, Dari, that you've met Akansha, let's go find some dinner because I was really hungry at this point. And any guesses where we went? Tradition or what? Because every time we come to a new country, we're always having our first meal at McDonald's. I think we should make it a thing at this point. Daddy, if you also think we should make it a thing at this point, I like you a lot. But the food was really good, so it isn't my fault. And then we went to our hotel for the night because it was quite late and we were really tired. And the hotel was the Timber Boutique in Tbilisi. And until then, good night, diary. Good morning, diary. But you wouldn't believe what happened on this morning. There was a fire in this hotel, right? But it was managed pretty well, so there's nothing to worry about. What happened was the main circuit board actually got short circuited, but that's it. And they managed it pretty well. But now we're gonna get ready for our first destination in Georgia, which is actually Kazbegi. Before we get to the gorgeous landscape change of the busy city of Tbilisi to the snow caps of Kazbeki, we had a few essential stops. First up, an absolutely beautiful, aesthetic, splendid, wonderful supermarket. Haha, I know it's hilarious. But seriously, don't worry, diary. We are going to get so much content from these lively, chaotic shopping establishments. In fact, I suggest you keep a tally of how many we visit. So that was number one. And the next stop on the Indians in Georgia Express was the Zhinvali Reservoir. It was built back in the 80s to provide hydropower and drinking water to Tbilisi. But today it's a tourist spot and it's very beautiful. We're at Zhinvali Reservoir. Honestly, I love this view where I'm standing right now. So beautiful. And I realized Although, if you're standing in front of a view like this, your first instinct will be let's click some photos, let's click some photos. But let's pause and let's look at the view. Let's pay respect to how absolutely gorgeous Mother Earth can be sometimes. And
Featuring
Churchkhela, this
Churchkhela.
is Georgian Candy, which is actually made out of walnuts, and then they dip it into grape juice, and it's actually really interesting. So I'm gonna go try it, and I'm gonna tell you guys how it is. So this is Churchkhela. Gonna try it out. Mm. It actually reminds me of some Indian candy, the amla candy we get. But it's interesting. We like it. So at Zhinvali, I would recommend you not to buy anything because I was thinking of buying playing cards for a friend. Here they cost around 300, but in the supermarket it costed 150ish. So you can just imagine you've got to be very, very decisive with where you're going to be buying what you want to buy. Plus, we didn't get a lot of time here, which is sad. I really wanted to enjoy the mountain, but just as I told you a few minutes before, right, that when you're at such a beautiful place, let's pause, let's not take so many photos, and let's actually enjoy the view.
What the dog doing?
I was already in awe of this place, but lo and behold, our next stop was even more enchanting, the Ananuri Fortress. If I may tell you a bit of history about this Ananuri Fortress, from what I know, this fortress was very self-reliant, right? And because of that reason, there were like they used to send water and food and all of these supplies through the tunnels and everything. But what happened is that the enemies didn't know, how they could kind of forfeit the supply of food and everything. So they got hold of this girl called Anna, I think, and they begged Anna to tell them that she was so true that she wouldn't tell them the truth at all, and then she had to die because of that, and therefore, in respect of that, they made this. Therefore, in respect of that, they named this fortress after her, the Ananuri Fortress. It's honestly beautiful. But just like Ananuri, you have to be very resistant with the cold. It is quite cold here, and you gotta, layer them. There are two churches in this fortress, and in the church we were in, as you can see, there's a chair over there, which our guide told us is kept for any monks who are visiting the church, maybe. And the paintings all around the church actually depict some sort of important historical event in the development of Orthodox Christianity, and they definitely deserve our attention. So, as we were leaving this fortress, we found out that we were in the Michketa Mityaneti region of Georgia, which is famous for honey. And our guide told us something really interesting. What he told us is that the honey of different seasons has different properties, which are
We have a special medical side. Medical side means one is for sick, one is for immunity system, and one is for stomach problems. It's not official medical, but it's good for your stomach. It's good when you're sick, and it's good for the immunity system. So, good. I hate the honey because in my childhood, when my mom came with the nut.
your deepest fear did come true. We ended up buying the honey. And this isn't just normal honey, it's flower honey. And it's delicious, and it was only 30 laris, or it's tati lari, that's in Georgian. And if you ever go to Georgia Diary, you should buy it too because it's delicious. But truth is, it had been 6 hours since we were traveling, and I was slowly getting tired. So I asked my mom, what should I do? And she told me, make an energy drink. How will I make an energy drink in the middle of nowhere? Where was my question. My mom said, mix honey, salt, and water together. Now, where would I find salt? And my mom pointed outside. Look at the snow, it looks like salt. Haha. So I couldn't really get my salt and I couldn't really make my energy drink. But looking at the sight of snow reminded me that we were heading to Gudari, which is a very, very exciting place. And to reach Gudari, we needed to change our vehicles from our cozy bus to something a bit more adventurous. Enters the Jeep. And trust me, the sights from the Jeep were to die for.
So we reached Gudari right now, and honestly, मेरे सामने जो view है, it is so freaking beautiful. I have no words to describe it. Like this is astonishingly beautiful. Like it's driving me crazy. कि something can be this beautiful. Like oh my god. And honestly, I would definitely suggest if you ever get the chance, please come to Georgia. It's bound to surprise you. Like the view here, I did not expect that I would be this shocked. Like the camera is not doing it justice. Also, please buy very warm clothes. It is very cold here. Extremely. There is clearly snow in my shoes right now, and that's freezing me. But so beautiful. Oh my I'm probably gonna remember this forever.
Aren't these views simply captivating? You know, sometimes whether it's just one person or all of humanity, we think we're so powerful and we can conquer the world, change Mother Nature, do this and that. But really, in front of these mighty mountains, where snow-capped peaks dissolve into the horizon, one after another, endlessly, we are nothing. We are infinitely small in front of them. And that realization, it humbled me, it changed something in me. But after that moment of zen, honestly, I was hitting a wall here. The ride to the top and back down had completely drained my battery. So I asked our guide, can we now finally go back to our hotel? But he said no, and he bribed me with a restaurant. But this restaurant was not like any other, it wasn't a normal one because the view was simply magical.
So we just had our food, and here's my food review. The khachapuri was actually really nice. The bread was so soft, but it is a bit bland for the Indian taste buds, I guess. And every time I come to an international country, I'm actually worried about the spice levels and if they're gonna taste, if the food's gonna be bland or not. Luckily, Georgian food isn't that bland. Then, because that was proved not by the khachapuri but by the rest of the dishes. Because after that, we had this garlic chicken cheese situation. Loved it loved it. And then we had pork. The pork was actually, if somebody gave that to me in India, I would probably be like, oh, is this some Indian preparation of it or not? It tasted so similar to our cuisine, which just proves the fact that Georgia is a culmination of European and Asian cultures, which makes this place so much more unique and you'd actually want to visit, right? And then finally, we had trout. The trout was amazing. So if you do come here to the restaurant wherein I'll name the restaurant, please, please, please try the trout. You are not gonna regret it. The restaurant's name is Dariali, and please come here if you are around the vicinity.
Hailing that scrumptious food. I was ready to say goodbye to our guide, but nope, I was tricked again. Because now our guide told us that he's going to take us to a special place that would celebrate our new friendship with him. Because after all, he was Georgian and we were Indian. We had a lot of cultural differences, and he said there was a place that celebrates friendships like that. Can you guess where? Yes, the Friendship Monument.
So we are at the Friendship Monument, which is our last sightseeing spot for the day, and it is -4 degrees Celsius right now. So that's why I look like an Eskimo. But I am, I just like cannot believe the views here are so insanely beautiful. And the thing is, if you do search up Gudauri or Kazbeki and all of these spots, you'll see most of the videos are summertime videos. You really don't get to see this place in its winter glory. And I swear to God, the videos I will be showing you do not do justice to how pristine and beautiful all of this looks right now. Like, you have to come here to enjoy this with your own eyes, because it's genuinely something mesmerizing, if that's the right word. Friendship Monument is actually a symbol of Georgia and Russia's friendship, although right now tensions are there. Like, our guide was telling us about how they really don't prefer, like, Georgians don't prefer to be called Russians or even be connected to them. Right now tensions are definitely there, but this monument was made many years ago, and it shows the differences and the similarities between both of their cultures. So this is the side that represents Russia, and if you can notice, their eyes are majorly blue or lighter color. That's because Russians are said to have lighter colored eyes, and this is a depiction of their culture right here. On the other side, you will see Georgians, the Georgian culture, and you'll notice they have been depicted with brownish, dark brown, or black eyes, which is actually something when you come here you'll notice most Georgians have brown eyes, and it's the more with people with Russian descent that actually have lighter eyes. And here are the views that I had promised for.
Celebrating our friendship with him at the monument, which reminded me that my friendship with you, Diary, is also strange since you are just a notebook and I am a human. But regardless of that, I confide in you. So, yeah, celebrating our friendships and leaving that aside, our guide dropped us at the hotel, which was the room's Hotel Kazbegi, and said goodbye for the night.
So we just had breakfast here at our hotel, which is the Rooms Hotel in Kazbeki, and honestly, having breakfast with this kind of a view is a dream, absolutely, and it was so fun, right? And the breakfast spread was also amazing. It was just generally so many options, and I really enjoyed it. But today's plan of the day is quite, relaxed. We don't have a lot to do today, so I guess we're just gonna discover the property a bit more and then head out for our day. Here's the view I was talking about from our breakfast table. And the reason why I loved the breakfast spread at Rooms Hotel so much is because everything was so fresh. We went to so many other hotels on this trip, but for me, the breakfast at Rooms was the best just because all of the produce, the organic produce, whether it be meat, whether it be vegetables, everything was so fresh. And of course, the view made it special. Come on. And the destination for today was the Gergeti Trinity Church. So let's go there. So, welcome to the gorgeous Gergeti Trinity Church in Kazbeki. And there are two easy ways to get here. Either you take a car up to the top, but the thing is, if you do that, you only get 30 minutes here, which is too less of a time considering it's so beautiful. Or you can just walk. There's like a small hike you can do. It's pretty easy, it's not that difficult. 1.5 kilometers, if I'm not wrong, but we chose to come by the car. And although I will not say that coming by the car was a regretful decision for us, because the views were absolutely scenic, and definitely come here. But something really cool I just found out is Kazbeki is actually the highest mountain of Georgia, and that's why this whole area is named after that mountain. So that's interesting. Do you want to know some interesting things about this church also? Well, it is under Mount Kazbek. Nobody knows who the architect is of this church. It was built in the 14th century, and in the 18th century, some precious relics were brought from Churchkhela. And if you don't know where Churchkhela is, you will have to watch my next video. And the most surprising fact for me was that during the Soviet era, all religious services were prohibited in this church. But now, church services do continue, and it's majorly a tourist spot. And then, of course, I was hungry again. So for lunch, we went to an Indian restaurant called the Maharaja Restaurant. And what did we do after eating lunch? Another supermarket. Yes, supermarket number 2. Yes, Diary. Supermarket was the end of our time at Kazbeki, and up next comes Tbilisi. See you then.